Hi guys, this is Tracy Newman from the Navigators Tarot and sleepywisdom.com on YouTube, and we are here for a general energy report for the week. There's been some pretty doozy type of energies around at the moment. A lot of us are going through massive amounts of change. Yeah, there's so much of it going around at the moment. Huge. It's like we're really being tested now and asked to remove ourselves completely, as much as we can anyway, from that 3D matrix world and release old programs and old programming that has kept us chained and bound to that 3D matrix. Anyway, and in doing that, I'm finding that any residual healing that needs to be done needs to be pretty much, it comes up and it needs to be, if you're at all aware of it, you can heal it very quickly so that the old programming resolves itself and you move into newer energies and newer ways of being. Fun times. It's actually quite difficult sometimes, this journey that we call life on Earth. Okay, let's see what the energies hold for this week. Last week was a doozy. Okay. I'm hoping that the weather does get a little warmer though soon, just so I can get in the garden. It seems to be unseasonably cold. I don't know if anyone else is feeling the same way, but yeah, it's been very cold this winter here in Australia. Okay. Yes, this is very indicative, and especially too now at the moment we're in the middle of Mercury retrograde. So things from the past and old programming from the past is coming through. And a lot of that, you know, about how we look at the material world and how that the New Earth energies are requiring us to leave much of that behind now. We're no longer able to tolerate a lot of what the 3D world has to offer, and a lot of us are removing ourselves from that matrix world. This is the Queen of Water, which is the Queen of Cups, very watery energy, and she represents nurturing, self-love, and loyalty to oneself. It's a very sort of emotional time too. There's a lot of, as I said before, removal of the old programming and old ways of being. So sometimes that's requiring us to go within and to become very gentle with ourselves as we move from those old programs into a newer way of being and a newer way of thinking and feeling. And this card actually represents all of those beautiful emotions that are requiring us to take notice of. These beautiful emotions of unconditional love, which begins from within for ourselves, and then it moves outward into this world that we live in and this ever-changing world that we're living in. It's requiring a great deal of patience and requiring us to become our own sages in a way, you know, lighting our own way from the deep dark cave that we are now, some of us are being asked to go within and to delve into that deep dark cave of the hermit, really. Because as spring comes forth into this new world and onto the earth plane in the southern hemisphere, so too will our ways of thinking and our ways of being, as we leave these old matrix programs and old ways of being behind. But before we can do that, we must actually go within and take responsibility for how we have created our past in the ways of how we've created our own wounds, our own hurts, and also too how we can use those old ways of being to move us very gently into a newer state of gentleness and love that's starting to come through within all of us. But to do that, it requires us to go within and maybe even go very, very far within and remove ourselves entirely from what we call the 3D matrix world. And you know, this one here too, to do with perception. I look at this card and usually I see someone that is sitting behind a mask. But what I'm seeing now is that this is required. It's actually requiring us, our general state of being is now requiring us to not hide behind a mask, but to move within and into the very, very depths of the darkness of ourselves. And in that darkness, it's actually not about removing anything to do with shadow or anything. I feel like a lot of us have actually done the work, but now it's like an incubation period of, it's like the chrysalis of the caterpillar that is in the cocoon, and we're being asked to cocoon ourselves in the void, in that darkness, where we are just now awaiting that the butterfly for that egg to break open and for the butterfly to transform and come through into this new world and into our newer states of being. So we're in this chrysalis form at the moment and being asked to go within into very, very deep, the deepest, darkest parts of ourselves, and wait for the incubation period to be over, and so that we can move into these newer earth energies and the new states of being. The King of Earth here. The King of Earth is very grounded, very loyal, very masculine energy. But it's a card of doing. It's in, I guess, not in opposition, but in relation to the Queen of Earth, where she is nurturing and kind and gentle and loving. The King of Earth is also all of those, but he's also bringing those energies very deeply and into being and grounding them, not only within himself, but also onto the earth plane. And this is a very mature king, a very mature masculine energy that's coming through. And so those sort of lovely masculine energies of strength and courage and fortitude and loyalty and faith in all that is what the King of Pentacles represents. And one where we are abundant in every single way, shape and form. And we may find in this new earth and in the new earth energies that our abundance may come in a different form than what we are used to in the old world structure. And so we're being asked to go within, find these beautiful energies, these nurturing energies for ourselves as we incubate. And then eventually we will come out into these lovely masculine energies that are going to be able to push us forward into something far greater than we've ever known before. The new earth energy, and what I'm finding is that as we leave this old world behind, the newer earth is one that is going to be grounded in all of those qualities of the King of Pentacles, which is faith, loyalty, abundance, and and also to bring in these nurturing energies. So that's going to be a really fantastic balance between those two, the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies that are now abounding on the earth and coming into balance. Yeah, so amazing stuff for the energies this week. We're really going to have to start to go within, and I've been feeling that more and more, especially this week. I'll just get a card for, I think I'll go with this one. Sacred Spirit reading cards. There's some beautiful cards in this. Yeah, so in a way it's kind of to like marrying spirit with the material world, but it is not the material world that we have left behind. It's a different matrix. It's a different matrix of possibilities, of creation and creative energies that will be coming through. It's going to be like nothing we've ever seen before. Of course, we have to be open to these energies that are coming through and be willing to leave the old world matrix behind. In fact, it's imperative that we do that. So yes, as we're asked to go through, this is about our spiritual evolution. Starting to go within, find the truth of who we really are, and it is not what we've been programmed to believe that we are. And this is about setting your heart free, which is exactly what we're going through at the moment. The old world matrix holds no real desire. We hold really no desire for that old world structure anymore. This is about grounding your light once again, those beautiful earth energies of the King of Pentacles. Grounding your light into the earth plane, straight down into the earth center to the central sun. Create inner harmony through mindful wisdom. It's interesting that the owl has come up. The owl has been coming up for me for quite a few weeks now. On one side, it's a two-edged sword, the owl, because on one side you have wisdom, but in its shadow side you have deception. And I guess in a way it's kind of like the new earth energies that we're moving into requires wisdom. The old earth energies we are leaving behind, of course, has all been about deception, distraction, and keeping us bound without us even knowing. And of course too, right now, some of us, we're being asked to release any emotionally charged issues that have to do with deep inner soul healing, childhood wounds that need to be released. So as we begin to release all of those old energies, we begin to move into these newer earth energies of unconditional love, wisdom, and faith. Okay, so that's it for this week. Amazing times we're living in, and I really am beginning to feel it. Okay, I'll see you soon.